Welcome to bonus video 3 in the final week of the Ultimate Guide to Adobe Bridge. I may have been posing the conflict between Lightroom and Bridge in incorrect light. Very often in the wild, when you have to work for an agency or a corporation or collaborate with other employees or multiple clients or customers, the choice is automatically made for you, for us, in the wild, in agencies, in creative agencies, in the creative world. We have no choice. We must use Bridge for a very particular reason, and that is this. Bridge plays well with others. Bridge is a multi-user collaborative app. It's a huge difference between Lightroom and Bridge that you wouldn't normally recognize. Let me tell you what I mean. Bridge plays well with others, other people, other formats, other apps. And you saw in the last bonus video an introduction really to how Bridge plays with other apps very well. It utilizes the shared Creative Cloud libraries. And I showed you quickly that Lightroom does not. It's a big deal out in the wild. There are more than 18 Adobe Creative apps that utilize the shared Creative Cloud at last count. It's important to us. It's necessary for collaboration. Another reason that it's so useful to be in Bridge is Bridge allows multiple users access to the same cache, C-A-C-H-E, same cache files. In Lightroom, you can't have multiple users at the same time in the same catalog. And we don't have that problem with Bridge. We create a folder that has all of our images in it, or multiple folders within that folder, subfolders, and multiple users can access all those files at exactly the same time. It doesn't matter. And so in a large working environment where we have, for example, a server where multiple employees need to share resources on a network, Bridge is the only way to go. I want to show you now some of the benefits of formats. I mentioned in my quick video up front about Bridge, the bride of Photoshop, that she is the phenom of file types, that she can manage so many other file types. Lightroom, to its credit, used to only be able to access resource catalog still images. But after version 3 of Lightroom, they've added the ability to also view some video formats. And that's beneficial because the more formats, with less frequency will we hit our head on the ceiling and have to move to something else, right? More format access is better. And so again, I've got this multiple resource directory or folder, and I've got all kinds of things, not just my photos, not just my videos, but my zip files, my compressed documents. And you'll notice that in Bridge, I can also label those. I can rate those. I can sort those. I can store those in collections. I can search for those. So Bridge doesn't just do still photos and videos, even zip files. But wait, there's more, because it also plays well with other apps in design files. Now, this may not be make or break for you, but it is for us in the wild. Bridge will also let me access my InDesign documents in many incredible ways. Now, if I hit my space bar, I can preview. I'm previewing the InDesign document page by page. And that InDesign file is actually utilizing placing some Illustrator files, my logo, and some photos from Photoshop, right? Spacebar. And here's a magic trick with InDesign files. It's amazing. InDesign is a holder, a package, and you place Illustrator files and Photoshop files and text files. You place those things into this page holder, a page layout, like a magazine. And it can get complicated. Where are all of my links? Where are all the files that I'm pointing to in InDesign? But Bridge gives me a shortcut in InDesign as well. If I right-click or control-click on an InDesign file, quickly I can say, because it plays well with others, hey, show me the linked files. Bang. It plays well with others. I have an InDesign document, and it knows where each of these various placed images are. Different servers, different computers, different hard drives, thumb drive, whatever. There they all are in one giant package where I could select them all and keyword them all nice and quick. My keywords right there. Oh, this is for the proposal for Artistec. I'm just typing that in. Now, this giant box and field I accessed in Bridge by doing Command-Shift-Option-I. On the PC, that's Control-Alt-Shift-I for info. And it's a panel, a conglomeration of all of the metadata that we've seen over there in the side panel. And I can quickly type keywords and so on there. There. So I didn't have to go find all those placed documents that are in the InDesign document. Bridge plays well with others. I'm hitting my back button. All right, so I can preview my InDesign files and my zip files and GIFs. Some of you choosy mothers choose GIF. .gif files can be previewed in Bridge. Another InDesign file. I don't have to open these files to see what's in them. Right? What is this? This is an SVG. An SVG is a very common scalable vector graphic format that's used on the web. Bridge plays well with others. It reads, edits. I'll make that a labeled, ratings, labels. I get information I can access and sort SVG files, Illustrator files, Adobe Illustrator files. Bridge lets me access those and preview those without opening those files. Right? PDFs. I can preview and read PDFs. TIFF files, of course. Oh, movie files. After Effects videos. You've seen these before. Oh, even here, this is a relatively new feature in Bridge that we can now access not just PNGs, but we can see PNGs with transparency. That's relatively new, even to Bridge. The point here is Bridge plays well with others. It plays well with other apps, and it plays well with many other formats. This is not an extensive list. I'm just showing you what I have available here. All these different file types. Lightroom can't do that. I hit a ceiling if I'm editing all my resources. Oh, my digital assets, not all of them can be managed with Lightroom, but they can with Bridge. There's a lot more. Let's take, for example, and I want you to see what happens when I right click or control click. This is another example of Bridge playing well with other apps. Built in to Bridge is the ability to place directly from Bridge straight into these other powerful Creative Cloud apps. The media encoder, that's necessary if you're doing audio or video. Bridge will take your clips, pop them directly into Adobe's powerful media encoder, or help you build clips for Adobe Premiere Pro if you're a video editor, or if you're a motion graphics producer. What does that mean? Hey, you take images like I've done multiple times in this training, and I make them move in After Effects and others. Now, I don't know how many I have here. 9. Good. And I'm going to place them in InDesign. I'm just letting go. Now, I didn't launch InDesign. Bridge is playing well with some other, right? And so in the wild, I think of the time I'm saving efficiently by having quick access to all of my images right up front in my digital asset management. And you'll notice that just like that, maybe you didn't notice because you may not know InDesign, but it just loaded my cursor with 9 graphic bullets. And I could click them one at a time and shoot them into my magazine layout. Or I could click and drag in InDesign and hit a magic set of arrow keys and get all of them at the same time. There's another way, therefore, to create a quick contact sheet. I could do it in InDesign, but it gets a little cooler. Let me undo what I just did and show you another magic trick about apps working together. Okay, I'm creating in InDesign, and this is not an InDesign course, but I'm creating a little space between the images as I place them. Boom. And then I'll do a keyboard shortcut. And captioning in a second. So quickly, I've created not just a catalog or a contact sheet of my images, but I've also quickly added all the data from those images. This is Bridge playing well with others. It's bigger than one app. It's the Creative Cloud. It's the Creative Suite of apps. So it's very helpful to us. It plays well with, Bridge plays well with people, it plays well with formats, it plays well with apps. That's kind of it. I'm just letting you know that very often the choice is made for us. No matter what I need to do, I need to get images out of Lightroom or out of Bridge and go elsewhere. That's the real world. And I can go straight to all these other apps quickly. While I'm right-clicking, I might as well show you I can copy images, move them to specific places. I'm just right-clicking or control key clicking. Copy them to other places, reveal the real file in my computer because they're real. They're really out there on my computer, right? So I might say, well, where is this image really? It's not in a catalog. It's out here on my real hard drive, in a real folder, right? So I can have it reveal where those images really are, or where is it in my Bridge collection or Bridge store? Oh, it was with the rest of them. So I just leapt immediately to Bridge. I can add that image to my favorites, rename, stack for panoramas, you get the idea, batch rename, including batch string substitution. I'm nodding. because I need to do that. Bridge allows me, and so on. Okay, there's lots of other quick access and progress there. Bridge plays well with others. Others on servers, multiple users in collaborative groups. Bridge plays well with multiple formats. A Bridge plays well with multiple apps. Bridge is known for playing well with others. It's a big deal, particularly when you leave the confines of a little island of just you and you hit a larger world, even a larger world of two collaborators. Bridge is not just a choice. Bridge becomes a necessity.